Top 100 weirdest phobias you won't believe exist. Fear. It's one of the most primal emotions we experience. But what if I told you there are people out there scared of balloons, mirrors, or even peanut butter? Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're diving into the bizarre and mind-boggling world of the 100 weirdest phobias you probably never heard of. Trust me, you don't want to miss number one. It's stranger than fiction. Phobias are more common than you think. And while fear of heights or spiders makes sense, some phobias are so strange they'll leave you scratching your head. So, buckle up as we count down these oddly specific fears, and who knows, maybe you'll discover one you didn't even realize you had. Top 100 weirdest phobias. 100. Arachibutyrophobia. Fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. Imagine loving PB&J but freaking out over that sticky sensation. Arachibutyrophobics are living that nightmare. 99. Nomophobia. Fear of being without your mobile phone. Lost your phone for a minute? Nomophobia is the extreme version of that mini heart attack. 98. Pterophobia. Fear of cheese. Cheddar? Mozzarella? Nope. Pterophobics are terrified of them all. Pizza night? Forget it. 97. Paganophobia. Fear of beards. Santa Claus is not welcome for these folks. 96. Siderodromophobia. Fear of trains or train travel. All aboard? Not for these folks. Trains are their ultimate no-go zone. 95. Xanthophobia. Fear of the color yellow. Bananas, sunflowers, and smiley faces are pure nightmare fuel for xanthophobics. 94. Cacophobia. Fear of ugliness. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but cacophobics prefer to keep their eyes closed. 93. Pantherophobia. Fear of one's mother-in-law. For some, this might sound oddly relatable. 92. Ephibophobia. Fear of teenagers. Teen angst? Try full-blown fear. High schools are out of the question. 91. Omphalophobia. Fear of belly buttons. Touching or even looking at navels makes these folks squirm. Crop tops? No way. 90. Paperphobia. Fear of paper. Books, letters, even receipts. Everything in print is off limits. 89. Heliophobia. Fear of sunlight. These folks don't just avoid sunscreen. They avoid the sun altogether. 88. Allophobia. Fear of flutes. A single note from this wind instrument can send allophobics running. 87. Chronophobia. Fear of time passing. Every ticking second is a nightmare for chronophobics. Talk about pressure. 86. Ergophobia. Fear of work. Mondays are hard, but ergophobia takes it to a whole new level. 85. Isoptrophobia. Fear of mirrors or reflections. Forget fairy tales. Looking into a mirror feels more like a horror story. 84. Triskaidekaphobia. Fear of the number 13. Friday the 13th is a straight-up holiday of terror for these folks. 83. Sesquipedalophobia. Fear of long words. Whoever named this phobia had quite the sense of humor. 82. Globophobia. Fear of balloons. Birthday parties? A no-go. The sound of popping? Absolute terror. 81. Compoundophobia. Fear of buttons. Shirts, remotes, or even plush toys, they're all a big nope. 80. Vestophobia. Fear of clothing. Laundry day must be a relief for these people. 79. Catoptrophobia. Fear of mirrors. These folks avoid reflective surfaces, so you'll never catch them asking, who's the fairest of them all? 78. Chirophobia. Fear of hands. Handshake? No thanks. High five? Absolutely not. 77. Phalacrophobia. Fear of becoming bald. Every strand that falls is a reason to panic for phalacrophobics. 76. Anthophobia. Fear of flowers. Forget bouquets. Floral prints are just as scary for anthophobics. 75. Linonophobia, fear of string. Yarn, rope, or even shoelaces, linonophobics can't tie this fear up. 74. Plutophobia, fear of wealth. Winning the lottery, a dream for most, but a nightmare for plutophobics. 73. Epistaxiophobia, fear of nosebleeds. Just the thought of a drop of blood can send these folks into a full-blown panic. 72. Myrmecophobia, fear of ants. It's not just their tiny size. Their numbers make myrmecophobics shiver. 71. Hippophobia, fear of horses. Even these elegant animals strike terror into the hearts of hippophobics. 70. Haphophobia, fear of being touched. A simple pat on the back is anything but simple for hapophobics. 69. Koinoniphobia, fear of rooms full of people. Networking events? Nope. Family gatherings? Hard pass. 68. Ithophalophobia, fear of seeing or thinking about erections. Awkward moments just got a whole new meaning. 67. Ecclesiophobia, fear of churches. Places of worship feel more like haunted houses for these individuals. 66. Lachanophobia, fear of vegetables. Broccoli? A horror story. Carrots? Forget it. 65. Ergophobia, fear of work or employment. Monday blues don't even begin to describe it. 64. Helminthophobia, fear of worms. Gardeners beware, helminthophobia makes digging terrifying. 63. Umbrophobia, fear of rain. Raindrops keep falling on their head and sending them running for cover. 62. Paganophobia, fear of beards. Santa Claus? Absolutely terrifying for paganophobics. 61. Trypanophobia, fear of needles or injections. The doctor's office is the ultimate house of horrors. 60. Dentophobia, fear of dentists. Those shiny tools and whirring drills. Nightmares come to life. 59. Euphobia, fear of good news. Even hearing you won a prize feels like a trap. 58. Lutrophobia, fear of otters. Yes, those adorable, playful water creatures. Absolute terror for some. 57. Allophobia, fear of flutes. Whether it's classical music or jazz, flutes are a big no-no. 56. Hexacodrahexanohexaphobia, fear of the number 666. It's not just a number. It's a full-blown horror story for these individuals. 55. Philophobia, fear of love. Falling in love? More like falling into panic. 54. Coulrophobia, fear of clowns. Thanks to creepy circuses and horror movies, this fear is surprisingly common. 53. Selenophobia, fear of the moon. Romantic moonlit nights? Not for these folks. 52. Ablutophobia, fear of washing or bathing. Getting squeaky clean is just too terrifying. 51. Spectrophobia, fear of ghosts. Who you gonna call? Not a spectrophobic. 50. Hemophobia, fear of blood. One drop of red, and hemophobics are seeing stars. 49. Japharophobia, fear of crossing bridges. Bridges are breathtaking for most, but japharophobics would rather stay grounded. 48. Pediophobia, fear of dolls. Chucky isn't the only doll that gives people nightmares. 47. Isoptrophobia, fear of reflections. Mirrors and shiny surfaces are no friend to isoptrophobics. 46. Cynophobia, fear of dogs. Man's best friend isn't for everyone, especially cynophobics. 45. Somnophobia, fear of sleep. The idea of lying still and unconscious? Horrifying. 44. Glossophobia, fear of public speaking. Standing in front of an audience is their ultimate horror show. 43. Bathmophobia, fear of stairs or steep slopes. Whether climbing up or down, bathmophobics avoid stairs at all costs. 42. Scopophobia, fear of being stared at. Being the center of attention isn't just uncomfortable, it's terrifying. 41. Entomophobia, fear of insects. From ants to spiders, bugs are a no-go for entomophobics. 40. Zoophobia, fear of animals. A walk in the zoo? Impossible. 39. Nyctophobia, fear of the dark. Nighttime is anything but peaceful for nyctophobics. 38. Chronophobia, fear of the passage of time. Every tick of the clock feels like a leap into the unknown. 37. Megalophobia, fear of large objects. Skyscrapers, ships, and even giant statues are terrifying. 36. Kinemorphophobia, fear of zombies. Those post-apocalyptic TV shows? Hard pass for kinemorphobics. 35. Agoraphobia, fear of open or crowded spaces. Home is their safest haven. 34. Trypophobia, fear of small, clustered holes. Just a honeycomb is enough to send shivers down their spine. 33. Automatonophobia, fear of human-like figures. Mannequins and wax statues are deeply unsettling. 32. Taphophobia, fear of being buried alive. This Victorian-era fear still haunts people today. 31. Triskaidekaphobia, fear of the number 13. Friday the 13th isn't just unlucky, it's downright terrifying. 30. Pedophobia, fear of children. Forget babysitting. These folks don't even want to be in the same room as kids. 29. Gamophobia, fear of commitment or marriage. Cold feet? Gamophobia takes it to a whole new level. 28. Ablutophobia, fear of bathing or cleaning. Water isn't the issue. It's the whole act of washing that sends shivers down their spine. 27. Barophobia, fear of gravity. Whether floating away or being crushed, gravity is a constant source of anxiety. 26. Anthophobia, fear of flowers. Roses aren't always romantic. For anthophobics, they're downright scary. 25. Geniophobia, fear of chins. Yes, chins. Even the slightest glance can trigger unease. 24. Coulrophobia, fear of clowns. Thanks to horror movies, this fear is surprisingly common. Sorry, Pennywise fans. 23. Dendrophobia, fear of trees. Forests? More like haunted houses for dendrophobics. 22. Somnophobia, fear of sleep. Even bedtime can be a nightmare for these individuals. 21. Hexacosia fear of the number 666. Religious or not, this fear goes way beyond superstition. 20. Tyrannophobia, fear of being tickled by feathers. Ticklish? Tyrannophobics would rather not find out. 19. Scriptophobia, fear of writing in public. Even jotting down a grocery list becomes a high-stakes event. 18. Levophobia, fear of things to the left side of the body. Keeping things right is more than a preference. It's a necessity. 17. Arachnophobia, fear of spiders. A classic fear, but did you know some people won't even say the word? 16. Trypophobia, fear of clusters of small holes. Warning, just Googling this might give you goosebumps. 15. Hippophobia, fear of horses. Even these majestic creatures aren't safe from being feared. 14. Magyrophobia, fear of cooking. Takeout is life for these individuals. 13. Emetophobia, fear of vomiting. This common fear makes even feeling slightly sick unbearable. 12. Ophidiophobia, fear of snakes. Indiana Jones wasn't alone. This fear is one of the most common worldwide. 11. Automatonophobia, fear of mannequins or wax figures. Ever feel like those statues are watching you? Automatonophobics feel that constantly. The top 10 weirdest phobias. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the top 10 weirdest phobias that are so bizarre, they'll make you question reality. 10. Geniophobia, fear of knees. Whether it's their own or someone else's, kneecaps give these folks the creeps. 9. Ombraphobia, fear of rain. Rainy days might feel cozy for most, but for ombraphobics, pure terror. 8. Ablutophobia, fear of bathing. Let's just say hygiene is a struggle. 7. Hippopotomonstrosequipedaliophobia, fear of long words. The irony is almost cruel, isn't it? 6. Chorophobia, fear of dancing. Next time someone says, I don't dance, it might not just be an excuse. 5. Optophobia, fear of opening one's eyes. Imagine being too scared to even look at the world around you. 4. Allodoxophobia, fear of opinions. Not just online trolls. This is the extreme fear of hearing or sharing opinions. 3. Phobophobia, fear of phobias. Yes, it's real. Fear of fear itself. 2. Anatodophobia, fear that a duck is watching you. Somewhere out there, a duck is judging you. Or so they think. 1. Panphobia, fear of everything. Life must feel like one big horror movie for panphobics. Fear of everything. Conclusion. Can you believe how strange some of these phobias are? Which one surprised you the most? Or do you think you might have one of these? Drop a comment below and let us know. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the weird and wonderful world of phobias, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our next bizarre countdown. Until next time, stay curious and watch out for ducks.